What's up, guys? I have again my trading recap from January 30th, this Monday. Again, I was trading SPY as usual. I have my trades off here to the left and then my trader sync off to the right so I can give you guys some more detailed information. To begin the day, what I was looking for was this 127 gap fill from last Friday, which was 403.44. Was one of the watches. It was going to be my initial ad, just in case we decide to reject off that. Or this yellow band here, 4042, all the way up to the 404.5 area. After hours, we had quite the dip in the market, and that's what we were kind of watching from. The 4045 area comes from, if we pull up the right here at the beginning of pre-market trading, 404.5 was that 4 hour. And so that's where that level comes from. On my trade, I definitely got in a bit early. My initial ad was at 8:31. I was in the Discord and someone actually called it out. Lesson to everyone, obviously, trade your plan, trade what you're doing. I'm not upset with that entry. I just know myself and that when I enter early, especially that early in the day and it starts to go against me, I will begin to aggressively add. And so I opened a total of 12 contracts on this thing, which is above my limits. But they did progressively get cheaper, and I was still holding this very strong overall bearish sentiment. I mean, you can kind of see this rough line that we formed in the trend we followed all day. My initial ads, my majority of my ads were between 8:30 all the way up to 8:45. I had one trim in there, and then I added a few more contracts with my final contract being on this, actually up on this. It was at 9:03, so I almost pinged the top of it. I do have a higher risk tolerance, so I like to let things play out a little more. This 405.7 was going to be the true hard stop if we came to that, the prior day close. That also would have been another reject level aggressively that we were looking for. Throughout the day, we thankfully after this level we began to trend down. I did have a bearish sentiment on the day, and so it did ultimately pan out kind of what I was thinking. And I progressively trimmed, had some trims throughout 927, and through in this whole area is when the bulk of my trimming took place. So the trade panned out just about as I thought. I just entered a bit early, and I should have looked to get a little more profit on some of my calls. I just got a little nervous with such a large position size for my account size, and it's a good lesson that, you know, as soon as the emotions enter the game, odds are you're trading too large, and I should have kept that in mind. I came away with a 31% trade. Final exit was down here at 1350, so 150 Central Time. It just hit my target. I was back at work, so I didn't have time to look, but my $2 price target on that contract, and it was right at that 41 area is kind of where, or 401, excuse me, on the SPY is where I was pegging us to go around. I missed out on a bit. It was about $40, $50 a contract, but I'm not upset with it. We kind of ended just about where I thought, right around that 401 mark. So that was the one and only trade I took today. Overall, I'm fairly happy with it, but there are things, as always, that I can take and work from it. Still working on that patience. It's always pays to be patient in the trading game. As for tomorrow, the big thing we're kind of watching for me, let me remove all studies. If we're looking at the SPY here, we trended down all the way to that 40059 and the low of day of 428. With FOMC on Wednesday, I don't expect a whole lot tomorrow. My initial reaction is I think we'll come to this 400 level, and I think we'll just chop around it pretty much all day. I mean, if you kind of look at the hourly, we chopped a good amount, but in reality, 3-point move for the day. It's nothing crazy. Obviously, there's money to be made. I mean, there's a 5, and so that wasn't the biggest day, obviously. And with FOMC on Wednesday, I just don't think we're going to see a lot of market movement. This 400 is such a key level that I think we'll sit around there until we decide come Wednesday, and when we hear Jerome talk, as well as SPY. SPX obviously plays a large role in that, and same deal here. Not SPXL, SPX. I think I could easily see us come down to this 4,000 area, or just chop between this 4,000 and this 4,020. Again, tomorrow I'm going to trade light in preparation for FOMC. On Wednesday, I don't want to get shooken out or have any confidence hits before such a big day like Wednesday. That's my bit of a sentiment. I might look for a small play, but as a mental reminder to myself, and probably I'll write it down, to make sure that we trade smart, trade safe, and importantly, I need to trade small tomorrow so that we can make sure we trade another day. That's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to point them out. Maybe you can take something away from my trading, or maybe you can point something out that might help me out. Either way, I'm all ears. And like I said before, make sure you always trade safe and trade smart, everyone.